Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Do you see me? Is it happening? Is it all happening? Is it all happening? Let's see if people are here. Can you hear me? Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. It's not showing that there's... interesting. Anyway, hello, everybody. Hello, Carol. Good to see you. Thank you for the like. Good to see you here. And thank you to all you that are watching the replay, because this will be available for the replay, that's for sure. Great to have you here. I had a little challenges in going live. It was like going live, going live, going live, going live, and wasn't going live. But now we're live. So good to see you, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully other people will come into the stream and we'll have a good time. We'll be talking and sharing things about money. We'll talk about money today. Talk about your relationship with money more specifically, because I think that's, I know that that's incredibly important to talk about your relationship with money and to really hone in on what your particular relationship with money is. All right. So before we get going, let us, we're going to sit quietly for a few minutes like we usually do. So let's just do that. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up. Hello, Julie. Good to see you. Great to have you here. We're going to sit quietly for a couple minutes. That's what we do here. Well, not quietly. We're going to have Tibetan surprise. Hello, Julie. Tibetan surprise, my favorite thing. All right, let's just do it to this. Okay. Okay, so we're going to just, there's no goal ever. There's no goal. All we're doing is just sitting and stopping. That's it. That's all we're doing. All right. Are we ready? Just breathe. Just breathe. And listen to this really cool sounding sounds. Here we go. Take a few deep breaths. Open your eyes when you're ready. Hello, Tiffany. Good to see you. Please put in the chat if you're here. I'd love to see you. Had to search, I know. Just so you know, everyone, first of all, that was so good. So good to just stop. Just breathe and be. That's it. Welcome everybody. So hold on, is it? That's a little better. How's the picture quality? How's everything? I think it's okay. Yes, I am now here on Wednesdays, live here on Wednesdays and on Fridays. And I know it's crazy, but I really, I love YouTube and I want to develop more on YouTube. So I'm here on Wednesdays this time. Fridays and Saturdays, I'm on Insight Timer. So thank you, everybody. And really, thank you for all of the new follows. It's just been amazing how all of a sudden it's just been crazy in such a good way, And one of the reasons that picture and sound is good. Awesome. Very good. One of the reasons that I'm doing this today, actually, is that for some reason, the video, how and why to chant Shreem Brazim has just exploded, which is great. It's like from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, it doesn't matter. 4 years ago. And so I wanted to talk about money, and I want to talk about relationship with money. This is really, really an important thing. And and if you don't know me, my name is Max Ryan. I am a facilitator of conversations here. And so we have a conversation. So whatever you would like to say, no limits. You can put whatever you want into the chat, as long as it's kind and as long as it is helpful. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me, which is completely fine with me. But basically, we're here to have a conversation. And the conversation today is about your relationship with money. So let's talk about it. Thank you, Julie. You're so sweet. So your relationship with money is something that most people don't really think about. I'll tell you what, this is what most people think about money. In general, they think money is something they have to deal with, something they have to get, something they need in order to survive. Money is something that is really the dictator of their lives in many ways. I can't do this because I don't have money. I can do this because I have money. I can, whatever happens to be. So in general, sorry, I have a little bit of a runny nose. Most of the time, people think in terms of money as something to be conquered, something to be got, to be gained, to learn the money game, right? Well, on some level today, I'm going to be talking about the money game because in the separated state, and if you don't know the separated state, what I'm talking about is in the illusion of the world. This is all an illusion. I'm an illusion. You're an illusion. It's all an illusion, meaning that, of course, you're here right now and you're watching me and I'm speaking with you and we're having this conversation. That is happening in the illusion, correct? So that is happening, but it's not real to the extent that you have your own version of me. Nikki has a version of me. Jane has a version of me. My dad has a version of me. My sister has a version of me. So you're not really seeing me. You're seeing your version of me. I just saw this and I reposted it again on Instagram. One of my favorite quotes is from ACIM when she says, "You do not see things the way they are. You see things the way you are." Take a deep breath. So you see money the way you are, not money for what it is. You see money for what you are. So what the separated self does is it walks around the world projecting all of its imagery, all of its meaning, all of its stories onto everything, onto this cup, onto me, onto money. Capiche? So you have a relationship with this cup. I have a relationship with this cup. Now you have a relationship with this cup, even though you never even saw it before. You have a relationship with this cup. Okay, do you understand? You get it, everyone? Okay, so let me look. Hi, Nikki. My mom's relationship with money was struggle, and she was so nice to pass that illusion on to me. Very good, Tiffany. I love it. Okay, so I always have to start off with we're in the illusion. But what we're going to talk about now is going to help you to have a better experience of the illusion. Better experience of the illusion, right? So everything is a relationship. So you have a relationship with the mug, you have a relationship with your mother, you have a relationship with your father, you have a relationship with everything. So you have a relationship with money. Now, I want you to start to think about, and I put this up yesterday, I want you to think about what is your relationship with money? Is it a healthy relationship? Is it a passive-aggressive relationship? Is it a conditional relationship? Is it an unconditional relationship? Here's a good one. Is it an abusive relationship? Because all of those are possible with money. Abusive relationship with money would look like this, right? It would look like this. You don't have respect for money. You use money, you spend money, and then you want more of it. And so you want more, and then you use it and you spend it, and then you want more, and then you use it and you spend it. It's abusive. And also, what are you using the money for? What are you using the money for? Are you using it for, nothing is wrong with any of this, anything that I ever say. Nothing's wrong and nothing's right. So are you using the money to somehow enrich your life or the world or your family? Or are you using the money to degrade yourself, to make yourself feel like crap, to do things that you know you really don't want to do? Listen, gambling, people that have gambling addictions have a really abusive relationship with money because they don't respect it. Right? Now, I'm not saying all gamblers, because there's a lot of gamblers that have really good relationships with money, and sometimes then they don't fall into being a gambling addict. They're really good. They know that it's just a tool. The money is just a tool. It's just a thing, right? Because money has no meaning. It's just a piece of paper. It's just a number on a screen. There's nothing to it at all. Society, your family, your friends all have a relationship with money. So you have a personal relationship with money, and you have a familial relationship with money, and you have a cultural and societal relationship with money. Capiche? So if you have a conditional relationship, let's say that, a conditional relationship, is that, what is a conditional relationship? A conditional relationship is that you have to do something to get something else, right? With money is you have to, and this could be really deep, man. This could be super deep in there. And it comes back to that, that buzzword, deservability. So you don't deserve money. This is what might be going through in the way back hinterlands of your brain. You don't deserve money because you're not a good person or you're not smart enough. So somewhere along the line, you have created or adopted the belief that only smart people, now this gets into a whole web of beliefs, right? Only smart people become rich. There's a lot of people that aren't smart that are rich. So subconsciously you're like, and then the next following belief is, I'm not smart. So A equals B equals C. So I'm not smart. Only smart people get rich. I will never be rich. Do you understand? Huge. This is the dissecting of it all. Dissecting of it all. And I'm telling you, by saying my mother's relationship with money is the greatest place to start. Look at what your parents said about money. The really great financial advisor, what's her name? Susie Orman. she always would talk about, she still does, she's still around. She's just not as popular as she was, but she would always say, look at what your parents said and did about money. It's going to give you a huge clue about your relationship with money. People are always like, it's scarce, not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. And that could be true. It's totally fine. We're not judging your parents at all. It's just that unconsciously we take on our parents' beliefs and viewpoints of the world, right? So think about right now, the people that are in here, or even if you're, watching the replay right now, put it into the chat or into the comments. What was your parents' relationship with money? What did they teach you about money? There's not enough. I'll tell you one thing that I was taught from my parents, my father, basically, because he basically raised me, is that you can't take it with you, so you might as well spend it. That's a belief. I'm not saying that's good or bad. That's definitely one of them. Nikki says my mom was very good with money. I love that. Very good. What does that mean, very good with money? Like she was a saver. She was, having a healthy relationship with money. This is what we're going for, having a healthy relationship with money. What else? Anybody? Just write in the comments. What is the healthy relationship? I mean, that sounds like a healthy relationship, but what was your parents? What did they teach you about money, your parents? Just waiting for people. Nikki says my mom was a saver and spent when needed. Nice. Let's see. Gotta work super hard because there is not enough, and we are not rich people, and only rich people have it easy. There you go, Tiffany. And don't ever depend on a man. See how there's so many things going on there? So many things. I want you to also notice how society in general, but your culture has very specific, our culture has very specific relationship with money. And if you're someone that's of a certain age, you can see how it's changed over the years. The cumulative relationship with money has really changed since I've been a small boy. It's very much changed. It was a certain way, then it changed one way, and I'll talk about it. And then now it's changed another way. It's definitely changed. Nikki says, if you have to ask how much you can afford it. I love that. That's true. And that's true. I don't know if that's a belief, but I think that's true. I think that in general, American culture was not as obsessed with money when I was a child. When I was a child, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I mean, I think always there's been an obsession with money, but not as, anyway. So it was like that. And then when I got to my teens, people that are of a certain age will remember this. We started to have an influx in the media of money and status symbols and designer clothes, and all of that stuff started to come in, right? So what happened was, I'll date myself and I don't care. Jordache jeans, Gloria Vanderbilt, Calvin Klein started a whole status thing with stuff, right? And that's about the same time that things like Dynasty became huge. Things like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous became huge, right? Which is really the entree into what we see, how this obsession with Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Yves Saint Laurent and all of this stuff by the masses. I think that, people of a certain socioeconomic class, we're always like, well, of course, that's just the way it is. But all of a sudden, and then what did they do? They started to create products, and they started to create things for the masses to buy into the solution. Lifestyles of the rich and famous, dynasty, the big conglomerates, money became huge. And then when the internet really took off, this is how old I am, you really saw it, because then everyone wanted to be rich. Everyone wanted to be rich. I think everyone did anyway, but it just changed completely. So our relationship as a society with money changed. Your relationship to money can change also. So if it's not now, let's just keep going. So that was through the 80s and 90s and maybe the early aughts, right? And then things began to change a little bit. And then what happened? Society all over the world started to get this whole thing of, oh my God, all these super billionaires are running our lives. We don't have a choice anymore of what we want to do. We have to go to Amazon, right? We don't have a choice anymore. We have to go to Walmart, right? The super duper wealthy, the monopolies of the world, have taken over our lives. That's just the facts, right? But there's an awareness now, like, oh shit, all of this thing about money and trying to get money and and then it rules your life has not been good. Has not been good. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with money or wanting to be wealthy. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it. And at the same time, there's nothing right with it. So the egoic mind begins to glom on. Then you start to understand things like money is the root of all evil. Of course, money is not the root of all evil. It's not. It's the people with the money that are the root of the evil, because the money is just a piece of paper or it's just a number, right? So this is what's happening on a mass scale, but it's also happening within you. When I began to see my relationship with money and be really, really honest with my relationship with money, probably like 20 years ago, and I started to see, I always wanted to be, this comes back to what we were just talking about, but I always wanted to be rich, but I always never trusted rich people. I always wanted to have money, and I wanted to have a lot of money. And then when I would have friends or people that had a lot of money, I didn't really trust them. See, two conflicting things there, right? So I want money, but I don't trust people with money, right? I want money, but I think that money is corrupt. Do you see? Those are two opposite things. And what happens when it comes to manifesting in your life or co-creating in your life? If you have two opposite things, a want and a block, guess what? They cancel each other out. So all your judgments about people with money, first of all, well, judgments aren't good anyway, but can you begin to let go of a blanket statement? Because it's always unique and it's always different. Okay, take a big deep breath, everybody. Let's start to wrap this up. What's coming up for you? Put in the chat. Thank you for being here. If you want to know more about me, you can go to maxryan.net. You can go to my Substack below. We do private Zooms there. I'm working on a membership here, but not yet. We'll figure that out. I think you can give a super chat if you'd like to. If you'd like to make a super chat, that would be awesome. But if not, don't worry about it. So what's coming up for you with all of this talk about money? You can put anything. Thank you for all the thumbs up and likes. I really appreciate it. You can share this too. What's coming up for you all? Oh, shit. Anything you want to say? Unfortunately, on YouTube, I can't play my music. That sucks. But on Inside Timer, we play music and nothing happens. So Tiffany says, imagining being whole in this area. Like that. Anyone else want to say anything before we go? Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. I will be here on Wednesday. I'm trying to do this on Wednesdays. And we have a launch date for the book. Where's the book? The launch date for the book is coming. Oh, hold on. Let me pull it out. Oh, we have a launch date for the book. Yours will look a little different than this. So, hello, Akima. We're just wrapping up. So I'm relaunching this book, and it's going to be available on April 1st. And we're going to have a big launch party, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's coming up. I think that's it. And if there's anything that you want to say right now, you can say it, and then we're going to wrap up. But I will be on Insight Timer. I'm there on Fridays and Saturdays, so you can go there. Just if you've never been on Insight Timer, it is listed below, and then you can click there, and then you can follow me, and you can follow me there. I mean, you can watch me live there also. And I have a meditation on Insight Timer that is called Healing Your Relationship with Money. You might want to check that out. I don't know. You could. You want to. Late, but I'll watch it. Good. Excited. Thank you. Perfect day. Relaunch day for your business too. Congratulations. I love it. Manifesting my wealth and health. I love it. All right, everyone. I love you so much. And yeah, I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And please let me know if you need anything at all. Okay? All right. Sending lots of love. Au revoir.